Hi there guys, and I've got another replay for you, this time from one of my fellow clanmates. This is Red Star 96GR, I'm just going to call him Red Star, and he is in the T-44-100. This tank was given away for a mission marathon, where you would do a bunch of missions. There were, I think the one they did for this tank was you had to do like 5 missions for each country that were varying in difficulty. I think it was either that or you have to kill like certain tanks, like a certain number of tanks, and do a certain amount of damage with tanks of each nation. So like I think it was that where you had to, like, say you had to take, say, the Chinese and kill a certain amount of tanks with a Chinese tank, and then do a certain amount of damage using a Chinese tank as well. And obviously it was the same for every nation as well. And if you didn't have such a tank, then you would be able to buy tokens. If you, let's say you didn't have any for the Japanese, any tanks for the Japanese that were viable or compatible with the mission marathon, I think it was tiers 5 and up, then you'd be able to go into the premium store, buy one of these tokens, and then that would mean that that nation is out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about not being able to do it, because, well, you just bought the missions for it anyway. And of course they offered it up for sale at the same time as the mission marathon for those who didn't really want to do the missions. They did also bring it out for sale a couple of times since then. It's an okay tank. I'm just going to get into the replay now. So we're kind of on the right kind of map for this tank. There's only really 2 hills where this thing might slow down a lot on. And the reason why this thing is kind of mediocre, in my opinion, is a combination of 2 things, and that is actually a lack of engine power. It's got quite significantly lower power to weight than the regular T-44. Even when fully upgraded Top Gun equipment, this thing still has way lower power to weight. It does have much better ground resistances, but both tanks suffer from the same problem when it comes to the gun. 183mm of pen on standard ammo for a tier 8 medium is pretty poor. And premium ammo isn't much better, it's 235, so that means if you come up against an IS-7 and you have to shoot through its lower plate, you're screwed. Anyway, we've gone up to the north flank here on Swamp. He's trying to spot anything that's going to try and go down the 0 line, so obviously the STA-1, Scorpion, and the TVP there. He is being a little patient about it, which you can't really blame him, as this is a tier 10 match, and he is of course bottom tier. And this thing, when it's bottom tier, does not fare particularly well most of the time. It's a nice shot to the TVP there, and bounces the return shot, which is actually kind of surprising. The armor on this thing, at least with regards to the hull, is pretty trash, though the side skirts on the hull do actually help with heat shells. You get some spotting on the M103 there. He's going to be focusing this M103 a lot because, well, he's got nothing else to shoot at. And the M103 has been nice and helpful and has been giving him his side. So far, not really racked up much in the way of damage, only 410 damage, but he's gotten 940 spotting, so that's something. Gets it. A pretty nice shot into the side of the turret of the M103 as well. It's not a small target, so nice big juicy flat side of the turret to shoot at here. That was a bit of a dodgy shot. I think he started aiming for the side of the hull there, and then it ended up going high and hitting the turret front, which can actually be pretty strong when it's pointing directly at you. However, if you can overmatch the roof of the M103 with certain guns. I can't remember off the top of my head, but definitely 120mm, definitely 105s, and definitely Russian 122s. So his team have lost the south flank at the castle, and Alova has managed to creep his way through the middle, and a T-49 has managed to get himself up to the hill where TDs normally go when they start on the northwest spawn. Alova died to a bat jet just then, so that means at least he's out of the way. Red Star was quite unfortunate that the heavies all died right at the start. Also kind of unfortunate for those heavies because they were big, fat, slow ones. Sure, they had armor, but that doesn't matter if you've got tanks that are going all the way around your side. You don't have the DPM to kill them, and obviously when your flat side is facing them, you're toast. And now Red Star's going to take aim at this RU-251, who is trying to be a mountain goat. I'm going to leave my opinion on what I think of climbing out of this. But needless to say, that RU is going to be rather annoying for Red Star for the rest of this match. Puts a shot into the T-44-1 there after spotting him. Got quite lucky with it too, he was about to go right behind the rock. Friendly mediums near the friendly spawn are trying to deal with the Tiger 2. While Red Star here, as well as the T-54 lightweight E50M and Stridswagen are trying to deal with literally everything else. It does take a hit from the RU there, but somehow bounces APCR from the T-54-E1 because reasons. He gets a bit unlucky with the T-49 there. He was going to take the shot on it, but didn't react in time to not take the shot, so you know, he was already in the process of going to push the button. Gets a bit of a lucky shot on the Waffen trigger there, auto aims and just snaps the shot off. But you know, this tank is Russian, and it can pull off things like this. Yeah, I know, broken gun, snapshot, who cares? So he's looking to try and get more shots on the Waffen trigger, mainly because it's an easy target for his gun. It can just punch right through because that thing has no armor whatsoever. But he also wants to get shots on that RU because that guy is being really, really annoying for himself and the rest of his team. Does get another shot on him, as well as I think the E50M, maybe the STRV. But now the STRV's toast as he's been smacked in the face by a T110E4. Gets another shot into the side of the E1 there and sets him on fire, which probably means he damaged his fuel tanks or engine with the first shot he put in. Tries to snap a shot off at the Waffen trigger there once again. Doesn't get quite as lucky as he did the first time, but keeping him spotted for his team is kinda useful here. Friendly T-54 lightweight and E50M have spotted one of the E4s, and there's the AMX-50B, who is trying to shoot at the E50M and not doing a great job of it. Red Star probably should have actually aimed that shot, as the auto aim does snap to the center of mass, and the 50B was pointing his hull in Red Star's direction, and he gets shot right in the face for it. Though I think that might have been the last shell in the magazine for that 50B. Or at least close to it. RU-251 still putting shots down towards Red Star and gets hit by that one. Next one misses though, so now Red Star and this T-54 lightweight are going to go after the 50B. 50B desperately trying to get rid of the lightweight here. And the E50M decides to, yeah, I'm on low health, let's ram a pretty healthy 50B. No, that was not a good idea, Mr. E50M. But at least the E50M did put a shot in before he committed suicide by 50B. But really, that AMX-50B didn't really stand much of a chance. He had two fairly mobile tanks circling him, and even though he is a very mobile heavy, he didn't really have the firepower to take down both of them. While that 120mm autoloader is devastating in the kind of assassin role, where you pop out, you put your whole magazine in, and you pull back in to cover, or you pull away somewhere safe, or somewhere where you've got support, so then the enemy tanks can't do jack shit about you reloading. Now Red Star is trying to get into a better position here, because he's got two T-110E4s to take down, as well as the RU friendly Prius, the FV-42-100, for some reason went down to the castle, and the RU chased him there and finished him off, so now it's 3 versus 3. This is actually a very close match here. T-54 Lightweight just trying to spot for Red Star and the remaining T-25 Pilot 1, who has not really moved much from spawn. He's literally kind of been sitting there the whole time. I mean, he's still been doing damage, he has gotten himself a kill, but he's not going to prove to be very useful for the remainder of this match, to be honest. This is all going to be down to Red Star and the Lightweight. So, aims at the side of the E4, decides to reload back to standard ammo again because he's realised I've got the flat side of him. Friendly, I think that was the Lightweight putting a shot in there. Could have been the T-25 Pilot as well. Both of those could have low rolled for that 235 damage there. And it seems like this E4 is either AFK or just completely stuck. I do believe this E4 is AFK, or has lagged out, or something with a similar effect. And, well, there he goes. The other one, however, not so much. Not so AFK. So Red Star's going to get shots on the side there, but it's the Lightweight that picks him up. And now the RU-251 that's left on the enemy team is going to be harassing this T-25 Pilot 1, who is going to YOLO him. Well, I can see the thought process behind why this T-25 Pilot 1 would YOLO a one-shot to RU-251, but when you're doing it in the open against a tank that can easily outmaneuver you, then yeah, not the smartest. And as you can see, they're playing a ring around the rosies of this rock, and then Red Star just comes in and swipes the kill. And even just raising his gun in victorious salute there. So we're just going to place that right there. And I'm going to switch over to the results. So as you can see here, Red Star got his ace tanker and got himself a Levas Lyos medal for getting kills on tanks that are higher tier than him. And picked up 3,872 damage and 2,172 spotting. Not a bad match at all. And as you can see, he placed top on XP on his team with 1,592 base XP. The T-54 Lightweight on his team also having a very, very good match for his tank. At least in the state it is at the moment. That thing is actually going to be tier 9 next patch. And that guy actually did really well. He picked up 1,450 base XP, so very well played to both of them. Kind of unfortunate for the friendly heavies, they didn't really get to do very much. They kind of got wolf packed right at the start, as did the Grill, who ended up being killed by the RU. So, you know, fun for those guys, which kind of led to the situation where it was so close. Had those heavies not been all ganged up on right at the start, this might not have been quite as close a match. But that's purely speculation from my part. And moving on to the final results screen here, we can see that Red Star does not run a premium account, so he will have been trying to farm some credits with this thing, and it does actually do pretty well at that, especially if it gets into a top tier match or even a tier 9 match. This thing can do really, really well in the credits department, and he earned 85,000 credits, used just over 15,000 to resupply ammunition, and just over 5,000 to repair his vehicle, leading to 64,787. And you'll notice that even though he did use his repair kit, he didn't spend any credits on resupplying his consumables, which means he had some in stock already. And as you can see, he got the 1,592 base XP, but it was also his double, and since it's a premium tank, it gets a little bonus as well as the double. So he got over 3,200 XP for that match. Very, very nice indeed. Very well played to Red Star that match, and also to the T-44 lightweight on his team. Gotta say, the two of them together did a really good job, and honestly, if both of them were still alive and the lightweight had gotten one more kill, it might have been worth doing Battlefield Platoon had the T-54 lightweight not already been in one. But that's all from me for today. I might actually see if I can pull out a half decent replay of this myself and then go over the tank in full and do kind of a mini review, as you know, or maybe just get one so then I can do a review of this in the T-44 when I eventually get that thing as well, and just do kind of a comparison / review of both of them at the same time. Let me know what you guys think. And if you've got any replays of your own, feel free to tweet them at me. My Twitter should be down in the link in the description below. Feel free to check that out. Feel free to tweet any good replays you have at me. I will give them a look. And you know, it would be actually really useful to have them, because of course I can't always have super amazing replays myself, because I am not a super unicorn. I am not a Circumflexes or Surfosh. So I don't have baller replays all the time to give you guys. So if you guys have any, throw them at me. I will happily have a look at them. I will probably do a video on them. So that's all from me. I'll see you guys next time.